We measure months by the cycles of the moon and years by the orbit of the sun, but the 7-day week is an invention of faith, an artificial rhythm that causes the machinery of the modern city to simply stop. The origin of this rhythm lies in the ancient Jewish observance of Shabbat. According to the Genesis account, the Creator built the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th, sanctifying Saturday as a day to cease all work. In the Greco-Roman world, taking a full day off every week was widely mocked as a sign of laziness. For the Jewish people, however, the Sabbath was their ultimate marker of identity. It was a sacred law, and for thousands of years, breaking it remained a capital offense. A rhythm guarded with the threat of death does not bend easily. If this ancient law was absolute and unyielding, what forces were powerful enough to shift the entire world's pause button exactly 1 day to the right? The shift begins with Jesus of Nazareth, a Jewish rabbi who strictly kept the law but challenged its rigid application. He routinely healed the sick on the Sabbath, famously declaring that he was the Lord of the Sabbath and that the day was created for the benefit of humanity. Jesus was executed on a Friday and remained in the tomb through Saturday. For his followers, his resting body marked the final Sabbath of the Old Covenant. The discovery of the empty tomb on Sunday morning changed the foundation of their universe. For these Jewish disciples, the resurrection on the first day of the week moved the center of their faith away from Saturday. This diagram illustrates the 8th-day theology. 7 days completed the old cycle. This 8th day signified a new beginning. A massive influx of non-Jewish converts and the destruction of Jerusalem finalized the split. Sunday became the primary gathering day for a new movement. For nearly 300 years, Christians remained a persecuted minority with no legal right to rest. Because Sunday was a standard Roman workday, they were forced to meet in secret catacombs or private homes before the sun rose. This golden coin shows the dual profiles of Emperor Constantine. It provides physical evidence of his unique political identity in the 4th century. He was a convert to Christianity who also maintained a deep public devotion to the Roman sun god, Sol Invictus. In 321 AD, Constantine issued a landmark decree. He mandated that all magistrates and city dwellers must rest on the venerable day of the sun, effectively halting all workshops and legal business. This was a masterstroke of political merging. Pagans were happy to honor the day of the sun, and Christians were thrilled to have their Lord's Day officially recognized by the Roman state. Constantine's decree ensured that a hybrid Christian-Roman rhythm would dictate the schedule of Western civilization for the next 1700 years. Over time, the Church and later the Puritans enforced Sunday with the same legal weight as the ancient laws. This led to blue laws in Europe and America, which strictly prohibited commerce, drinking, and recreation on the day of rest. This soot-covered factory complex illustrates the threat posed by the Industrial Revolution. In the 19th century, owners ignored the traditional day of rest, running machines non-stop to maximize profit and eroding the calendar for the working class. The labor movement fought back through massive strikes and protests. These workers weren't just protecting Sunday, they demanded a radical new structure: the 2-day weekend. The influx of Jewish immigrants to the West added a new pressure to the labor market. Their religious necessity to observe the original Saturday Sabbath forced employers to reconsider the traditional 6-day workweek. In 1926, Henry Ford formalized the 5-day workweek. His decision was driven by economics. He realized that if his workers had both Saturday and Sunday off, they would have the leisure time required to buy and use his cars. The modern weekend we enjoy today is a forged compromise between ancient faith, the rights of the laborer, and the needs of corporate economics. Today, Sunday has largely lost its religious grip in the West. It has become a day for shopping, sports, and recovering from the work week, using a day won by faith to worship at the altar of commerce. The history of the day remains baked into our languages. In Russian, the word for Sunday translates as resurrection, and in Romance languages like Spanish, it means the Lord's Day. As technology makes production constant and inescapable, a secular movement is now trying to reclaim the Sabbath. People are choosing to disconnect from their devices for 1 day a week, simply to survive the psychological pressure of modern life. Theologically, Sunday is a mini Easter,
a weekly communal anger designed to force the individual to step away from personal ambition and yield to the community. Sunday remains an open invitation to step off the treadmill. As the first day of the week, it is a blank canvas, a designated